Despite the lack of power versus his competition, Matthew Gore managed to take his two-wheel drive car into the realm of the four-wheel drive class. A gritty drive had the Mirage RS sitting proudly in fifth, behind the Lancer Evolution 4. Two seconds ahead of Matthew was Dale Della Penna. Still, Dale wasn't watching his rearview mirror. He instead was focused on the man ahead, fellow TMR driver Patrick Naylor. The two had developed an ongoing rivalry from last season, and with modifications for 1999, Della Penna was gunning hard to return to his winning ways. It would be a tight battle, but fourth was his final reward. There really wasn't much to say about Patrick Naylor. His signature smooth driving style had him knocking on a podium position, again in a borrowed car. Taking advantage of the excellent track surface, he eventually put the lone Lancer in third place, 4 seconds ahead of Della Penna. For the top two remaining spots, it would be a knockdown drag-out battle. With no Rary's Motorsports around, the focal point of the day became the fight between David Somerville Jr. and Douglas Gore. The need to prove the worth of his new Lancer meant a serious drive. In qualifying for the championship laps, both men had posted equal times, It obviously wasn't sitting well with Doug, especially since Somerville Jr. was handicapped by his car's tarmac setup. Still, it didn't stop two of the best drives ever at Morelands. At the end of the day, Somerville Jr. would be second, while Doug began his return to domination.
I think Doug drove very, very well, and I would say he was better here than I was, so I have no excuses.
I think this meet was something that was looked forward to for a long time. This is all the way in July. Usually by this time we've had 2 or 3 events. We really had a good turnout today by the crowd. Excellent turnout. The coverage was excellent. Thank you guys for coming. David came all the way from Kingston, which was definitely a big plus for the event. Well, David and I have always been, when you say rivalries, we're not really rivalries, we're actually team members because we're both part of the motor sales racing team. So when we go on rallies and so on, we do compete as a team together. So David coming here and racing, as I've said before, with us, not against us. So him showing up, and we put on a great show for the crowd. And I'm glad that I'm back on track again with my new Evolution 6. And thanks all my fantastic sponsors for backing me.
The Evolution Revolution meet had been a watershed moment for Gore. A return to winning ways meant his wait had been worth it. And despite the win over Somerville Jr., the true test would be at Decemberfest 1999. The real question remained, would RMS give up on their newfound success at Morelands?